Reprise de débat. The honourable member for Kitchener Centre.
Madam Speaker, for much of human history, threats to a country's security came in the form of other nation-states and state-like entities. While at times the odd vigilante, the lone assassin, or a disaffected group may have posed some threat to a state, these threats were rare and often insubstantial. Consequently, from Roman times until the mid-20th century, those responsible for state security were primarily concerned with threats posed by neighboring states, great powers, and nearby armies. Taken from this perspective, Canada is geographically fortunate. We are protected by shining seas on three sides, and, with the exception of the War of 1812, more than half a century before Confederation, our close friendship with our neighbour to the south has meant that Canada hasn't truly faced tangible threats to its borders. However, Madam Speaker, few would dispute the fact that the security landscape in the 21st century looks very different than at any other point in our history. Where we once had vast oceans to separate us from invading armies, modern technology and the alarming growth of violent sub-state and non-state actors means that Canada's security is faced with new types of threats. While our country is still a safe and secure place to live, ensuring that it remains so is much more of a complex challenge than our predecessors could have ever envisioned. As our country has faced new challenges to our security, new tools have arisen to keep Canadians safe. In our modern world, intelligence gathering and analysis has become a critical weapon in the fight against terrorism and other national security threats. In a globalized world where the security threats we face are often shared by our partners and allies, Canada has become a member of a number of intelligence sharing agreements, including the Five Eyes Alliance. This group, comprised of Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia, has been called one of the most comprehensive known intelligence alliances in history. This security alliance, Madam Speaker, consists of some of our closest partners. The Five Eyes Alliance is an excellent example of international cooperation through the sharing of both best practices and intelligence. Worryingly, however, our partner countries in the Five Eyes Alliance, including some of the most formidable intelligence gathering entities in the world, all have placed a safeguard on their intelligence agencies while Canada has not. Specifically, Canada is the only member of this alliance without proper oversight of our own intelligence community. While Canada does have a Committee on Public Safety and National Security, our partner states long ago realized the necessity of ensuring specific and specialized oversight of intelligence gathering. In fact, the United States formed its permanent committees on intelligence in the aftermath of the Watergate scandal 4 decades ago, after the Church Committee investigated intelligence gathering for illegality by the CIA, NSA, and FBI. Madam Speaker, we are so very fortunate in Canada to have dedicated men and women who serve to protect us with great courage and fortitude. We have the opportunity to be proactive, Madam Speaker, to ensure that proper oversight is put in place at a time when our security apparatus is transitioning to a new era. As elected representatives of the people of Canada, we need to be able to oversee our intelligence community to ensure that it continues to act in the best interests of Canadians. Our partner states realized the importance of this long ago, and establishing oversight of the intelligence community here in Canada is something I believe to be long overdue. Let me be clear, Madam Speaker. Calling for oversight does not mean that we lack faith in our intelligence community. For decades, we, as parliamentarians, have had oversight over our police forces and our military. This has nothing to do with their ability to serve Canadians and do their jobs. Oversight is at the heart of our role as parliamentarians. We owe it to our constituents to make sure that government works in the best interests of all Canadians. Ensuring that our intelligence and security agency do just that is a crucial part of that work. As MPs, elected to represent the views, beliefs, and aspirations of our constituents, we must ensure that we balance the need for an effective security apparatus with the duty to uphold the democratic rights of Canadians. Madam Speaker, the creation of this kind of oversight in this form of a dedicated committee was something that we pledged in the last election. This government is keeping that promise by proposing here today that the development of a committee which would have a wide-ranging mandate and a free hand to review and scrutinize material related to national security. This committee would be able to perform reviews of both national security and intelligence activities, including reviews of matters referred by a minister, strategic and systemic reviews of the legislative, regulatory, policy, expenditure, and administrative frameworks under which these activities are conducted. This committee would have robust powers to access important information to conduct its reviews, information not normally accessible to parliamentarians. Madam Speaker, this government believes in the importance of consultation, of listening to different opinions and points of view. We are here to serve the people that elected us, to ensure that Canadians are being listened to and that their best interests are being promoted and protected. This is an integral part of our duty and public service, of which oversight is an important part. This oversight is one of the best ways we can ensure that our intelligence apparatus continues to remain accountable to Canadians. Accountability is a fundamental aspect of our democracy, Madam Speaker, and in my opinion, striking a permanent committee to keep our intelligence community accountable is one of the best ways that this government can ensure that the organizations meant to protect Canadians and our country are doing their jobs well. This government also understands, Madam Speaker, that accountability in Canada's security apparatus and in all areas of government work best when accompanied by discussions with ordinary Canadians. This is why I am so pleased to see that this committee is being struck at the same time that the Minister of Public Safety is engaging in public consultations on national security. I strongly believe that so long as this government fosters discussion on national security, both within Parliament and throughout our country, that Canada can find the best way forward to face new challenges to national security as we combat terrorism and work to keep our citizens safe. Madam Speaker, we are in the midst of a brand new era of security, one that changes rapidly and in unpredictable ways. As we go forward, we must ensure that we're able to use all the tools that we have at our disposal. Like any good tool, however, it needs to be used properly and appropriately. By establishing this committee, our government is ensuring that our intelligence assets are being used to best serve the interests of Canadians. Madam Speaker, this is a good day for Canadian democracy. This committee will make us safer, stronger, and more secure as we rise to meet the challenges of the 21st century. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Questions and comments? Questions et commentaires?